There will never be another Lionel Messi by Soccerfix. Subscribe and like the Soccerfix. Enjoy the video.
Here is a bold statement. Football may never produce another Lionel Messi.
Sí, que mi sueño era poder ganar algo con la selección y al final tuve la suerte de poder ganarlo todo. Y bueno, llegando al final, terminarlo de esta manera, no puedo pedir más.
The little boy from Rosario, Santa Fe, has just pitched off.
All these empty seats, they do not understand football because you leave the stadium and you do not witness this moment and all the celebrations of the so-called little man. You just wasted your ticket and you never should be taken seriously as a football fan.
Not Lamine Yamal, not Kylian Mbappe, not Vinicius Jr., and that's not disrespect. Because at 39 years old, while football is desperately searching for his replacement, Messi is still breaking World Cup records. Think about that. 6 World Cups, a World Cup trophy, 8 Ballon d'Ors, more than 800 career goals. And now in 2026, he's still scoring goals while players who grew up watching him are trying to catch him. Honestly, football has had enough time. It still hasn't found another Messi, and maybe it never will.
I don't know why it says 800 when it's over 900. I don't care about that, but it's just, I don't get it.
Chapter 4, the records don't even look real anymore. There's a point where statistics stop looking impressive, they start looking fake. Lionel Messi crossed that line years ago, but somehow at the 2026 World Cup, he decided the record book still had a few pages left. Against Algeria, Messi scored a hat-trick. At 38 years old, at his 6th World Cup. Just read that sentence again. Most footballers at 38 are doing television interviews, playing charity matches, or explaining why modern defenders wouldn't survive in their era. Messi was scoring a World Cup hat-trick. And those goals pulled him level with Miroslav Klose's long-standing World Cup scoring record. Then came Austria, 2 more goals, and just like that, Messi stood alone as the highest scoring player in men's World Cup history. Then came Jordan, Messi started on the bench. He entered in the second half, and in the 80th minute, he stood over a free kick, 25 meters from goal, and you already know what happened. Goal. That strike made Messi the first player in history to score in 7 consecutive World Cup matches. 7 consecutive World Cup matches. Kylian Mbappe has extraordinary World Cup numbers. Lamine Yamal is doing things teenagers shouldn't be able to do. Vinicius Jr. has already decided Champions League finals, but Messi's career isn't built around one competition. That's the difference. He dominated La Liga, he dominated the Champions League, he dominated international football. He won the Copa America, he won the World Cup, he won 8 Ballon d'Or awards. And he maintained this level across completely different versions of football. Messi played against low blocks in Spain, he played against physical Champions League defenses. He played in brutal South American qualifiers, he played in World Cup knockout matches. Different managers, different teammates, different systems. Same players, same problem, and the funniest part, every few years, football announces the next Messi. Then Messi breaks another record and makes the comparison awkward again. The truth is, records aren't the reason Messi is the GOAT. They're evidence. Evidence of a player whose peak was
No GOAT. Forget this.
ridiculous, and whose longevity somehow became equally ridiculous. But numbers only...
GOAT is not a thing. That's a media fuss. Different generations. Different treatment. It's all different. And when Leo doesn't care about this, why should I? Why should we?
Explain what Messi achieved. They don't explain why watching him has always felt completely different. Chapter 3, he played football like nobody else.
As someone that over the last 6 years has not missed a game of Messi for Argentina and almost for team, I can say that it's not normal. And that's Lionel Messi 33 plus. Before 33, there is 15 years more of him. 16, whatever. It was just me being lame. I'm 25 and I took some time before I understood football, you know.
If you want to understand Lionel Messi,
I'm 26, sorry.
don't start with goals. Watch one moment against Croatia in the 2022 World Cup semi-final. Messi receives the ball near the right touchline. Joško Guardiola is defending him. And remember, Guardiola wasn't some random defender having a good tournament. He was one of the best young center backs in Europe. Fast, strong, aggressive. Messi was 35. This should have been simple. Except Messi started walking. Then he accelerated, stopped, turned.
Messi is one of the smartest people ever, for sure. And being so smart, knowing the game inside out, allows him at 39 to have one of the best individual World Cups ever.
Changed direction, and suddenly Guardiola was following him like someone had.
And at 35, was he 35? Yeah, 35.
Accidentally changed the difficulty settings. Messi reached the box and created a goal for Julian Alvarez. That moment explains his entire playing style. Messi was never just fast, he controlled speed. There is a difference. Players like Mbappe can destroy defenders with acceleration, Vinicius can attack space with explosive pace, Yamal uses body feints and close control to manipulate fullbacks. Messi could do all of those things. But he also controlled the rhythm of the defender. He made you move when he wanted. He slowed down, you relaxed. He accelerated, you panicked, he stopped. You continued running. Honestly, defending prime Messi sometimes looked less like football and more like a practical joke. But here's what made him truly unique. Messi was simultaneously one of football's greatest goal scorers and one of its greatest playmakers. Football usually separates these roles, and one of it made him truly unique. Messi was simultaneously one of football's greatest goal scorers and one of its greatest playmakers. Football usually separates these roles. One player scores, another creates, another.
That's generating football at the highest levels. That's untouchable for many.
Another controls the game, another beats defenders.
It's not just assists, no. It's chances created. Chances created is bigger than assists. Assist is a stat that is used to compare the highest assist maker in football. And it's him. But the thing is, chances creation. The more chances you create, the more assists you're gonna have. He has 400 plus assists. He's probably created, I don't know, 4,000 chances. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I really don't like the conversion rate. I doubt it's higher than, let's say, 10 to 20%. Maybe 30, maybe.
Messi somehow did all four. He could start on the right wing, dribble through midfield, play as a false nine, drop next to the central midfielders, create the chance, then somehow appear inside the penalty area to finish the same attack.
I can say that his way of dribbling is one of a kind. We'll not see this. It's just a God-given talent, and yeah, it's different to Maradona's. It's different to Pele's as well. Yeah, they played on harder pitches. That's true, but it's different. There is too much flair and the ball is totally glued to his legs. It's just impossible. And the way he accelerates with the ball is mad. The way he switches sides, even now, comparing to him at 29, it was completely different, but even now, it's still barely touchable.
That's why managers struggle to create a specific plan for him. Where do you mark him? If your left back follows him inside, Messi creates space on the wing. If your midfielder tracks him, Messi drags the midfield apart. If your center back steps forward, Messi attacks the space behind. And if nobody follows him, well, congratulations, you've given Lionel Messi space. Enjoy the next few seconds. His low center of gravity made his dribbling unique, but his brain made it historic. Messi wasn't reacting to defenders, he was reading them. And often it felt like he knew their next movement before they did. And that's exactly why comparing today's young stars to Messi becomes much more complicated than simply comparing goals and assists. Chapter 2, Yamal, Mbappe, and Vinny are incredible, but Messi was everything.
These three are nowhere near. We talk about Pele, we talk Maradona. We don't talk these guys, bro. They are still active players. Yamal is 18, Vinny is 25, and Mbappe is 27. Relax.
Let's make something clear. Lamine Yamal is special. Kylian Mbappe is already a World Cup legend. Vinicius Jr.
I don't forget.
Here has become one of the most dangerous attackers in football. This isn't about disrespecting them, it's about understanding how ridiculous Messi's standard actually was. Start with Yamal, the comparison is obvious. Barcelona, La Masia, left-footed, right wing, dribbling, creativity. Every time Yamal produces a magical moment, somebody posts same Messi comparison before the replay even finishes. Honestly, that's unfair to Yamal.
Yamal doesn't play Messi's game, he plays Neymar's game.
Because Messi at the same club didn't simply become a world-class winger, he evolved into the entire attacking system. He scored, he created, he controlled games, he decided Clásicos, he destroyed Champions League defenses. Against Real Madrid in the 2011 Champions League semi-final, Messi collected the ball, moved through the defense, and scored one of the most iconic goals of his career. That was the problem with prime Messi. You could defend perfectly for 85 minutes, then he'd apparently get bored, game over. Now Mbappe. In terms of World Cup scoring, Mbappe is doing something extraordinary. Mbappe's explosive pace is often one of the most devastating weapons football has ever seen. His transition threat is terrifying, his World Cup record is already historic. But Messi's argument isn't simply goals, it's completeness. Could he score 50? Yes. Could he create 20 assists? Yes. Could he control a match from midfield? Yes. Could he beat 4 defenders? Unfortunately for the defenders, also yes. Then Vinicius, one of the greatest 1-versus-1 attackers in football. Explosive, fearless, built for transition, but again, Messi's game covered more areas. This is the problem every next GOAT faces. They aren't
Vinicius in the same sentence as Leo. He's not even in the same sentence as Mbappe, bro.
Competing against one version of Messi, they're competing against several. 2009 Messi was an explosive winger. 2012 Messi was a goal-scoring alien. 2015 Messi was the complete attacker. 2019 Messi was carrying Barcelona through creativity and individual brilliance. 2022 Messi became the emotional and tactical leader of a World Cup winning Argentina. And now in 2026, a 39-year-old Messi is conserving energy, choosing moments, and still breaking World Cup records. How do you surpass that? You don't just need a better peak, you need the longevity, the trophies, the numbers,
Wow, a few sentences created magic.
the individual awards, the international success, the playmaking, the goal scoring, and about 15 years of football fans arguing over whether you're human. Good luck. But even all of that misses the final reason Messi may never be truly surpassed. Chapter 1. There may never be another GOAT.
Not gold. Leo.
December 18th, 2022. Lusail Stadium, Argentina against France. This was the match Messi's entire career had been moving toward. He had already won everything at club level. He had already broken records that looked impossible. But one argument remained. The World Cup. And against France, Messi finally completed football. He scored, he led Argentina, he survived Mbappe's extraordinary hat-trick, and after one of the greatest finals the sport has ever seen, Messi lifted the trophy. That should have been the ending. Seriously, perfect final scene, roll credits. Everyone goes home. Messi apparently didn't receive the script. 4 years later, he's back at 39, at a 6th World Cup, and he's still breaking records. That's why football may never produce another player quite like Messi. Because his legacy isn't number one, it isn't 8 Ballon d'Ors, it isn't the World Cup, it isn't his goals, it isn't his assists, it's the complete story. A tiny kid from Rosario who needed growth hormone treatment, a teenager who arrived in Barcelona, a winger who became a goal scorer who became a playmaker, a superstar who became captain. A captain who suffered final after final with Argentina, a player who briefly walked away from international football, then returned, won the Copa America, won the World Cup, and somehow kept playing long enough to break more records in 2026. Football will produce more superstars, Yamal may dominate the next decade, Mbappe could break World Cup records of his own, Vinicius could win more Champions Leagues, Erling Haaland could score an absurd number of goals, someone we haven't even heard of yet could become the next global phenomenon. But another Messi? That's different. Because to surpass Messi, a player wouldn't just need to be the best scorer, or the best dribbler, or the best creator, they'd need to be all of them. Then, they'd need to maintain it for nearly 2 decades. Then win everything, then survive the pressure of an entire country questioning their legacy. Then win the one trophy everyone said was missing. And apparently just for fun, continue breaking records at 39. That's not a career path, that's an anomaly. So, enjoy Yamal, enjoy Mbappe, enjoy Vinicius, enjoy every new superstar football gives us. But stop asking who the next Messi is, because maybe the answer is simple. There isn't one, and there may never be another GOAT. So tell me in the comments, can anyone from this generation actually surpass Lionel Messi? Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr.? Or has Messi created a legacy that football will never see again? And if you think Messi's records are impossible to break, wait until you see what Kylian Mbappe is already doing at the World Cup. That's the story we're breaking down next. Subscribe, because this GOAT debate is far from over.
It's a brilliant video. The last minute I'm not gonna talk about. Leo is one of a kind. That doesn't mean he's the GOAT. The GOAT to me is something that doesn't exist. Enough. He doesn't care, I don't care. If you care, I don't care. Leo is just the happiness and a role model to me, bro. It's enough for me.